Trump is not just waging war here in his formulation, not just waging war against a virus. He's waging war against a Chinese virus. So let's just take a listen to how he talked about this today, where to a greater degree than he has in the past, he put that kind of front and center where this virus comes from in Donald Trump's view of the world.
I would like to begin by announcing some important developments in our war against the Chinese virus. It's not racist at all. No, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. It comes from China. I want to be accurate.
Senator Cotton is saying that they should be punished, in so many words, for inflicting this on the American people. Do you feel that way about it?
Well, I have a lot of respect for Tom Cotton, and I know exactly what he's been saying. And there are those people that say that. So we'll see what happens.
So, Peter, the president says, no, this is not racist at all, when, of course, it's nakedly racist and obviously racist and blatantly racist. I ask you, is this not the most predictable thing in the world, that for Donald Trump, it wouldn't be enough to go to war against a virus? He'd all the better if the war could be waged against a virus that he can pin on a non-white population and pin on a population and a country that is one of our economic adversaries, that plays straight down the middle of his kind of xenophobic, populist foreign policy. This kind of seems like a golden opportunity for it to rip a page out of the Trump political playbook and just apply it to this pandemic by creating the Chinese virus.
Yeah, I think it goes to two aspects that we've seen over the last 3 years of the Trump presidency. One, of course, is that there are threats outside of our borders, and therefore we need to close them as much as we can, whether it be, drug dealers and rapists and criminals and gang members, and now, of course, disease. And defining as a foreign threat fits right into that worldview. The idea that America is surrounded by enemies and we need to wall ourselves off to some extent to protect ourselves. It also fits into his desire at this point to make clear to the American people that this is not his fault, right? That he is not to be blamed for this. This is, in fact, to be blamed on the Chinese, to be blamed on foreigners, that it's not about anything he did or didn't do. It's about, one of our overseas adversaries. And, again, that also fits in with the pattern we've seen over 3 years. That's not to say that the Chinese government couldn't have handled this better. They obviously have plenty of things that we could scrutinize and criticize. In fact, that's one reason why they're kicking out my colleagues and our compatriots in the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post, because we have tried very hard to scrutinize how China handled this and to tell the truth about their approach. But that's not what the president's talking about here. What he's talking about here, I think, is a threat from the outside that we can all rally against as Americans, in his view.